Hi, Nick. Welcome to Japan. And first of all, I'd like to ask you your age. How old are you?
I'm 16 years old. Yeah, 16 in November last year.
Wow. Wow. And what do you do? Tell us about yourself.
So I'm the 16-year-old founder of Samly. Samly is a tool that allows you to quickly summarize web content, so search results, articles, and web pages. So you can instantaneously evaluate whether or not you want to read that web content on a mobile device. I founded the company last year when I was 15, and we raised a seed round with Mr. Ka-Shing, the Hong Kong billionaire, in November last year.
How much money did you get?
So the initial amount was $300,000. We are currently in the process of raising a Series A round between $2 to $3 million, and that'll be compiled with both US and European investors. So we're kind of going through that process at the moment, which is quite exciting.
And you're still 16 and you go to school?
At the moment, I've taken a few months off from school. I do still go to school, so in September, I will be there on a full-time basis. I want to kind of keep up with my education, potentially go to university, study something like philosophy at Oxford or Cambridge. I have a strong interest in humanities, and really in the next 2 years or so, as well as focusing on academics, keep as much involvement in Samly as I can, and make sure that the technology really gets to a level that I want it to.
How did you learn programming?
So I was 12 when the App Store was announced in 2008, and I downloaded a few apps and was very interested and intrigued. So I looked around, and there wasn't any specific iPhone app development tutorial. So I had to learn using the programming that you would use for a Mac application. So I bought a few books and taught myself C, which is the base programming language that Objective-C, the language that iPhone apps are written in, are formed from. And so it was probably about 2 years before I got good enough at programming to create useful applications as opposed to fun games that I had previously created. And so in 2010 I created my first serious application called Song Stumbler, which was a music discovery service, and it had over 100,000 downloads and actually did quite well. And then last year I progressively turned from more consumer application to technology. And so the field that both Samly and the application I did before called FaceMood are in is called natural language processing. So you're looking at language and trying to deduce certain bits of information from. And so Samly is basically a summarization technology within that field.
I see. And what do you think about entrepreneurship? You're a 16-year-old, very young entrepreneur, and but we think that, at least I think that England is not how can I say, they don't have a lot of entrepreneurs like the United States, and Japan neither. So what do you think about the entrepreneurship? Why do you select to being an entrepreneur?
Yeah. I actually think that the App Store, the ecosystem it created, that environment of anyone being able to publish their own application, really encouraged me to have a go and attempt at creating my own company and product, because it's a way of reaching millions of consumers very quickly and efficiently, which before the App Store wasn't as easy because you would need marketing and big budgets. And so I think that democratization of creating information and content really encouraged me to become an entrepreneur. I think there are more and more kind of younger entrepreneurs as well, because programming itself isn't too hard. It's just learning and trying to, and unfortunately it's not really in the education system at the moment. I actually did a BBC News interview about the new introduction into the UK education system for teaching programming in ICT lessons. I was speaking very highly of it, because I think all we need to do is raise awareness in schools for programming, and I think people will be able to learn it a lot faster.